it would feel, man, to have Joe's and Mo too. Keep it real, man, I reminisce on days when I played, and days dazed in the haze as we laid in beds mama made with cold
Hey guys, Justice Curry here. I just kind of wanted to show you day 2 of my operation. So I stayed up real late last night sorting figures, sorting accessories, and I'm going to show you kind of my chaos, organized chaos that I have going on, because this one is definitely going to take some time. So basically, like I showed you before, I separated the tubs. You know, I got a 90 to 94, a 98 to modern, and then I'm going to put the complete figures in these little tiny bins. I haven't organized them yet. Some of them were from him and are not complete, but I'll take. Hey guys, Justice Curry with you today. I have a interesting topic we're going to talk with, featuring Tony. How are you doing, Tony?
Not bad, how are you?
Not bad, not bad, thank you. Tony let me in to his collection room. We just made a massive deal. My car is filled. I'll show you the haul of stuff that I got. I'll unpack it later, but that's not the purpose of the video. The purpose of the video is kind of talking about the evolution of collecting and kind of why a lot of the stuff is in disarray, in boxes and totes and whatnot. Is Tony's deciding to move on to different things and kind of be done collecting toys. And it's a common thread. I've seen it in Facebook, talking to other collectors, and even with me buying collections, I see people kind of lose the passion or have other priorities in line. And I just kind of wanted to get it straight from the horse's mouth of, you know, what's going on in your own situation. I kind of wanted you to move away from the plastic crack to a different thing.
Well, a lot of it is, I just bought a new house.
Right.
Mainly so I can have the man cave. And then, me and my wife talked about adopting for a long time. I'm adopted, so I'm like,
Nice.
you know, it gives us an extra room.
Yep.
Plus, if you look at Facebook, there's a lot of drama that's been going on in the different toy areas and everything, so kind of just downsizing, getting rid of about 90% of everything I've got.
Gotcha. And just keeping things that are super sentimental to you.
Oh, yeah.
I noticed your focus, or at least your favorite G.I. Joe figure is, what is it?
Tunnel Rat.
Tunnel Rat. Check out this really cool piece of custom art right here. And looking through various totes, I've seen that you've army built Tunnel Rats, meaning you have like tons of the same one.
I had about 120 of them at one given time.
120 Tunnel Rats?
Just of the 1987 one.
Oh my goodness!
And then most of them were loose.
Yep.
I had like 2 or 3 men on the card rooms.
Nice, nice.
I'm down to, well, after what?
Yeah, I did buy a ton of Tunnel
I'm down
Rats.
to probably about 20, 25 of them.
Why Tunnel Rat? What makes Tunnel Rat special?
When I was adopted, the very first figure I ever got was Tunnel Rat.
Oh,
And I've still got that figure today.
really? You have it from your childhood? Your
and,
original?
And it still looks like it just came out of the package.
Oh,
I never
wow.
played with it.
Really?
I was one of them kids that I always tried to get two of every figure.
Yep.
One to play with, one to put back.
Yep, that was the one.
Yeah.
The collector. I mean, it's in all of us. One to play with and one to display.
I hit a certain age, my mom said, we're getting rid of it all.
No way.
No.
Yeah.
Yep. Give them all to my little brother.
Gotcha.
Except for that one.
Yep. So your priorities change. You're thinking about adopting, so you need a room. And obviously this stuff holds value. I mean, that's part of the reason we've known each other for, I mean, like probably over 4 years, just through the Facebook groups, done some business deals back and forth, and this is the first time I've ever met you.
Yeah.
Drove 4 hours all the way here, but it was a nice drive. You got a beautiful house, beautiful family, and I love seeing, even though most of it's packed up, I'm splicing in. You're going to see some of his stuff that's still on display, such as your flag. And I mean, you mentioned you have like 4 flags, and this is just the tip of the iceberg. You have more stuff in the garage
Packed
of
up in
toys.
totes and out in the shed. There's still more stuff out there that I've got to dig to.
There's more stuff.
At my mother-in-law's house, there's still a handful of totes.
Oh, really? Nice, nice. And you ever set up shows before?
I set up, a friend of mine, he puts on the Indiana Toy Comic Expo down in Bloomington every year.
Nice.
And we go down there and set up, and
oh, that's cool.
it's a one-day event, normally in August. This year it's going to be in October.
Right, right.
And so it's a really big event. He has it at the convention center.
In some of the Facebook groups,
Now,
I assume.
I've not really got out of any of the Facebook groups. I'm still in all the big ones that most people are in.
Yep, like ARAH 1982 to 1994. And please get connected. I know Tony mentioned some of the negativity, and there's drama. No matter what hobby you get into, or even your workplace, or family, Thanksgiving, Christmas, there's going to be drama associated to it. But and that's why you just avoid it. You know, I'm constantly blocking people. If there's negative people or people that just want to spew hate, block, and I move on, because the majority of the people in the groups are positive, good people, but unfortunately it just takes a few bad apples.
There's a bunch of great guys out there that collect, but then few bad apples.
Oh, it drives you crazy. I know. And in a lot of the things that you've acquired over your years of collecting, how would you get them? Through eBay, toy shows? What were you doing?
I've actually only been collecting for about 6-7 years now.
Okay.
Well, when I first started collecting, it was eBay.
Yep. Most of us.
I hate eBay now. It's
Me too.
Horrible.
Yeah. It just feels like buying from a robot. You know, it's just so impersonal.
There's too many different ways to scam on it.
Yeah, there is.
But a lot of it, different toy shows, a lot of local toy shops.
And that's
other collectors.
Yep. Have you made friends with local people?
Oh yeah. There's a guy that lives over in Terre Haute that I deal with a lot. My wife don't like him too much.
Oh no. Dun dun dun.
I trade him one tote of stuff and he gives me like 5.
The old switcheroo. Yeah. Hey, you buy this one and I'll get rid of these ones. Oh, nice. Well, that's cool. Anything? Let me just show some people around. If you want to point out a certain story behind a figure or whatnot, maybe you don't have a story behind something, but a lot of things are associated. Oh my gosh, how come I didn't buy this yet? This is from Steel Warriors line, kind of a Mad Max. I believe it was made by Tonka Toys, but if you look at it, G.I. Joe figures, 3 3/4 figures fit in there. It's really a cool post-apocalyptic.
A lot of people who do the crossovers, that's a Dreadnought vehicle.
Yes. Oh, absolutely. Dreadnought vehicles. And some, you were telling me about this. I didn't know the history or even about this because I'm not a big modern toy guy, but it's a little mashup for what two lines?
You got Transformers and G.I. Joe. This is basically the Cobra Rattler made into Transformer.
That is so neat. That is so cool. Oh, here's it loose. Okay, awesome. And what about other things? Anything that jumps out at you, like a story or a figure or something that you're like, oh, I want to talk about it. You got really cool stuff set up here. And there was a box of Creos. That was one of the few things that you're like, I'm not selling you the Creos. That's fine because I have totes of them myself. But you still want to do something with these guys?
I'm actually going to set them up on the display cases that I got.
Oh, really?
Actually make a little scene with them.
And for those that don't know, Creos is kind of a knockoff type Lego, but it's an official brand. They got the licensing. They've made all sorts of different toy lines, but they did them in a way, they put these blind bags, so you didn't know which ones you were getting, which is genius, because then you have to buy tons of the same figure just to get a complete set. And I love these these display cases that light up. They're really neat. And there's all sorts of fun things throughout the collection that I'm like, squirrel. I mean, when I walked in here, and granted, my SUV is jammed packed to the max right now. And there's so much more that I wish I could buy, but due to space and our distance, I wasn't able to. Is there anything else that, any stories, anything? Oh, what about this guy? Tell me about this.
It's a Black Majors figure. It's a custom figure that made by a guy. He makes all kinds of different figures.
Nice.
Well, you got a lot of people that don't like the Black Majors because they make
some
very good ones that look exactly like the originals, but
Yep.
I always sell his because his rivets are in backwards.
Exactly. And that's part of the controversy going on in the G.I. Joe groups right now, reproduction versus original. And sometimes those reproductions or customs are so close to the original that they can fool new collectors. So say an expensive figure like a Starduster that can go for several $100s, but a Black Major Starduster is a $10 figure, but people are selling those $10 figures as real and fooling people and getting hundreds of dollars. So, or just taking an accessory off of a reproduction one and putting it with a real figure and posting it. So there's a lot of controversy and some negativity.
And the accessories are the biggest ones that are people having issues with because they make them so they look exactly like the originals.
Yes, and things like this. This is a I think that they're called SAS. He was the driver of the Wolverine for the UK Action Force. He's a real desirable figure, wasn't available in the US, but his chest logo is a cobra symbol and a skull, so that was totally different from the snake emblem. Oh yeah, this is the big thing with reproductions are Star Wars.
Star Wars lightsaber. That one there apparently has been reproduced since the 80s.
Yes.
I didn't know until yesterday. But that is a real one.
That is a real one. And there's all types of different tests, like the float test. You put it in some water and see if it floats. And some guys, oh, it's reproduction, or that's. You get kicked off of Facebook groups in Star Wars, especially if you're ever caught trying to sell a reproduction. Even if you say it's reproduction, they're like, you can't sell them, you can't talk about them, you can't even take pictures of them because people in that community are so against them. Rightly so, because it's polluting the purity, I guess.
I don't mind reproductions, but if it's a reproduction and I plan on selling it, I'll always tell the person that it is a reproduction.
You and me both.
Because I'm not out to screw anybody over.
Yep. Well, thank you, Tony, so much for having me over.
Thank you, Jeff.
I can't wait to show you guys at home the haul that Tony hooked me up with, and his wife's going to be super happy seeing that big chunk of change. But any plans on what you're going to do with some money?
I'm going to go buy me an old muscle car.
A muscle car? So you're trading one addiction for another. It's called lily padding. We all do it. All right. From all of us at Tony's house, take care. Stand by. Well, guys, I'm not too sure how well you can see inside my car, but it is jammed packed, and hopefully I'll be able to, well, not hopefully, I will be able to spread it all out and show you the treasures that are inside, but we will see shortly. Hey guys, Justice Curry. Around me looks like a crazy mess, and it is a mess. It's insanity to the max. My son didn't let me sleep in today, even though I stayed up real late. So literally I drove 9 hours round trip to get this plastic treasure, and it was definitely worth it. I'll tell you what, I haven't gotten a G.I. Joe score quite like this. And it's all about, you know, the Facebook groups. Seeing that post several days ago that Tony wanted to sell his collection, and I mean, he didn't have it all laid out. It was all in totes, and he had a number of messages. And I knew I couldn't buy it all because I would have to rent a U-Haul, but I went, you know what? Maybe he'll just let me pick out select few things, and he did. And it was a spur of the moment thing. I called him up and said, hey, can I just come over and fill my SUV up? He said, absolutely. And it turned out to be very beneficial. Mutually for him, because it saved him. This will take a long time to piece up. Oh, wow, playing with some stuff, yeah. This is going to take a tremendously amount of time to sell. And granted, he knows the game. He knows if he spent the time flipping it, he would make more money. And me being a quote-unquote flipper, I have to finance. Justin, no beeping, no beeping. You can beep in the other room, okay? Here, let's show the camera what you're doing. And no, don't go under my tripod. Oh my goodness, the joys of children. So my son, can you say hi, Baby J? All right. So being a flipper, I have to finance my own collection. That stuff adds up. It costs a lot of money, and I have to buy collections like this, flip the stuff, keep some stuff I want personally, and there are some gems that I definitely want. But it's overwhelming. I'm going, what the heck did I do this for? But it's a good problem to have sometimes. Let me just kind of give you a little tour of some of the things. This is probably the thing I'm most excited about for my personal collection. Hasbro, there was, I think it was some type of Comic-Con exclusive, I don't remember which one, probably in 2016-ish if I just guess. But all the licensing that Hasbro owns, they kind of put a mashup of everything together, including Matt Tracker from Mask. We have Transformer right there, Jetfire. I'm really excited to see a modern Visionary, because I love Visionaries. Moving over here, Ant-Man, and then some little Micronauts. And the story of them is right here on what the characters are and some more biographical information. Rom, I don't really know too much about this line. This is a cool looking figure. Oh boy. Uh-oh. And then finally, Roadblock from the G.I. Joe line. So it's a really cool piece to have. Also back here, the Missile Command Center. This is not the original. Oh, my son found these. And he's having fun pushing all the buttons on each and every one. These are some modern boxed G.I. Joe sets. Came out with those. I believe this was another Comic-Con exclusive. Modern take on the Missile Command Center. Looks real cool. Probably the most impressive thing in the entire collection. Yes, son. Oh boy. The most impressive thing, most overwhelming thing that's going to take me eons to sort, but that's my happy place, sorting G.I. Joes, is these bins with probably close to 800 to 1,000 figures if I just had to guess. Two ginormous bins that are almost impossible to carry because by yourself, just jammed. We didn't even look at it. I didn't dump this out. I have no idea what's in it. I kind of glanced. He's been collecting for a number of years, and it's kind of neat that he kept them together. At least they'll make my job a tad bit easier. But this is figure upon figures upon figures. Again, I don't know if there's mail-aways, if there's super expensive figures in here. I don't care. I really don't care if there's not a Starduster in here. Just the mass volume of things. Oh, he found another one. Okay. Is just super special. I mean, he had about 5, 6, 7 other aces that I found. This will more than likely go down as my biggest figure haul that I've had to date, and I don't know if I'll ever be able to top it. As you can see, just sheer volume alone is very impressive. Another thing that I don't really collect personally, but I just couldn't pass up because it's nice. I mean, collectors like the reissues, the modern Joes is kind of what we call them. So there's a gift pack right here, and then just hundreds and hundreds of these 25th and 50th anniversary. Now it's 25th anniversary for the 3 3/4 lines, but then you'll see like 50th anniversary sometimes too, and you're like, what does that mean? How can there be a 25th and a 50th? Well, 50th would be the launch of the original line, so the 12-inch ones from our parents, era from the 60s and 70s. Yep, a bunch of comic, they're called comic 2-packs because there's comics packaged with each one. This line is not really desirable by collectors. The late 90s, so like probably 98, I'm just guessing. Yeah, maybe this one's worth something, I don't know. 'Cause it's a value pack. Yes, son? Oh, wow, the Sigma 6, the Sigma 6 line. And this is what it's all about. Having my son come down and go, oh my goodness, look at all these toys. I'm like, I want to sleep. But he got me awake, got my coffee in me, and now I'm sharing this massive haul with you guys because I'm just thinking to myself, what am I gonna do? Where do I even start? And how I'll start, I don't even know yet. I don't even want to say anything. So, like I told you, the 50th line right there. Some more 2-packs. I was really excited when these ones came out, the Zombie Vipers, because this one I do army build. I like having my vintage figures, my Night Force figures combat the modern Zombie Vipers, but just figures upon figures upon figures that I'll have fun. I'll have fun keeping some. I'll have fun selling them and hooking my friends up and putting them on Facebook and whatnot. Or eBay. eBay's last resort. I hate eBay. The Jungle Bats, super desirable by collectors, including me. I mean, you just can't beat it. The accessories and the camo on him. That's an all-around really cool figure. Another one of my favorites are the Alley Vipers. I mean, look at this. What do you got? 30, 40? I have no idea how many figures are in here. And how we came on pricing, because it's impossible. We're not picking up every single one and going, all right, this one's worth X amount on eBay. It's kind of more of, we were counting them and said, all right, they're worth anywhere from 10 to 20 bucks in this box. I'll give you X amount per figure to average it out, and I gotta be able to make some money. And he was like, yep, fine. So we individually negotiated every single box, including these. You know, I said, let's estimate how many figures are in these things. I'll give you X amount per figure. And we did it to these ones as well, and I gave him more per figure because there were some more desirable figures that I could at least see. He started storing them in these totes, and Tunnel Rat was his guy, so I think I bought over 100 Tunnel Rats, vintage ones. Now, do I know if there's flashlights and stuff in there? I have no clue. I have no clue. These were really impressive to see because of all the amount, the sheer amount of Tiger Force figures. And I have several myself that I'll combine in here. And what I'll probably do is every time I complete one, it goes into a complete realm or a complete area. Oh my goodness. The micro figures, these were packaged with late 80s figures, early 90s figures. You helping? Oh, okay. Well, I'm glad I didn't keep the camera on that thing. Tons of accessories. I know very little about modern figures, so how I'll probably sell these is in some big lot that someone's more passionate than me or patient than me, or that will match these modern weapons up with the figures that I'll sort in these totes, because eventually I'll dump these totes out and then separate them by like a pile for 90s figures, because I don't know nothing about 90s figures. Hey, a pile for 82 to 89. I know those like the back of my head. And then a pile for modern figures, and that's how I'll separate these giant totes right there. And then modern, I'll find someone that'll either buy them in bulk from me, flip them, or they want them personally, and then they can match up the weapons. But as far as the 80s figures, I'll be going through matching up the weapons, putting them in these little totes, keeping them, selling them over time. And people reach out to me all the time on Facebook and say, hey, do you have an 83 Cobra Commander? I'm looking for one. I want to buy one. I'm like, yep, I got one. I want X amount of dollars. Boop. We make a transaction, and I like holding on to having just, I guess, some inventory from when people reach out to me. It's my thing. Again, super impressive to see the sheer volume. Oh my God, I wish that heavy metal had his mic. How cool would that be? What I don't recognize, glancing in here, some type of rock. What is his name? Again, it's not rock, but I can't remember the guy's name. Again, 90 to 94, my knowledge base is pretty non-existent. Let's see if I can get the focus going here. Probably not. Oh gosh. Oh well, they don't matter. Oh, I wonder if I can change it. Or if it's trying to focus on things in the background. Come on. Focus for me. What the heck? Alright, here we go. So you can see there's some type of sticker on him to, I guess, better term, reproduction. No, it's a horrible term. I'll edit that part out. You guys are like, boring. Cobra Commander. But you're pretty much experiencing this brand new, just like me. I did not go through any of this yet. Even when I was buying it, it would take, I mean, this deal only was 3 hours long. You know, it was a 9-hour round trip, 3-hour deal, and so we had to rush through it. It wasn't like, I mean, we had pleasantries and shooting the breeze, but when it came time for deals, I was going through his toy room, pulling totes out, boom, 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 into his living room. Once I kind of got a rough estimate of what I wanted, then we did the negotiation. It was keeping a notepad, writing things down. Each time we determined a price, but I mean, if we individually went through, we'd be here for months of like, well, this guy is worth this much. Excited to see the Tiger Rat, the Rattler that's painted just like the Tiger Force came with this. I can't remember his name. Sky Striker. I mean, it's not Ace, but he's always missing, and my focus is jacked up. I can't figure it out yet. Brand new camera. He's always missing that that visor. Okay, I just have to use the slow zoom to be able to show you. Looks like my son has found Gobulus. One of the, you want to lose the parts, don't you? You want to take the weapon out, hide it in your toy bin, and make my no. What are you doing? Where'd you do it? He just took this out and dropped it. You're making my life.
Whoa.
Okay, when you're done, put them back in this bag. Okay. All right, you can play with them. All right, what else we got? Oh, hey, okay. I see Storm Shadow. Let's see together if he has accessories. Oh, snap. Bow and arrow, and of course, it's almost snapped off. It's a little bent, but whatever, has accessories. And he was sorting these, starting to put little, oh my God, is that a Mickey Mouse? You gotta be freaking kidding me. Oh my goodness. Jackpot. Jackpot. Now Mickey Mouse, Cobra Commander, where's the regular one? Somewhere. Oh, okay. This one is super crazy special. So his chest, come on, focus. See how that symbol doesn't look like the normal Cobra symbol? The first ones that came out, you can see he has straight arms, not the swivel arms that we're more familiar with. So 82 had the straight arms when the line first came out. And a lot of these were packaged with the vintage Missile Command, Missile Command headquarters. I believe some were possibly a mail. I don't remember the whole story. It's still early. The coffee's working into my bloodstream and my brain. But you can kind of see the top of it is like Mickey Mouse ears right there, right on the very top, above my fingernail. And he got the nickname Mickey Mouse Cobra Commander. Very, very desirable among collectors, and I can tell this is a vintage, not a reproduction. So that's definitely a jackpot figure. One of the nicest ones I've seen thus far, as far as rarity or desirability and price. I already have one in my collection. I'll see if that one's better, and if it is, I'll upgrade. If not, I'll sell it. Oh, don't step on it. Oh my gosh, get your feet off that.
Daddy.
What the tarnation you got going on there?
I can't see.
You can't see? Alright. So moving back along, some 90s carded figures. Not crazy expensive yet. Collectors can still get these pretty reasonably, between 10 and 20 bucks. And then there's some that go for a little bit more in the 90s. Like I told you before, he army built Tunnel Rats. That was his guy. So tons and tons. Oh my gosh, Tunnel Rats. Probably have the most Tunnel Rats in Michigan right now. So an 82 set that he was building. Zap always has those broken thumbs. I was just checking on his bazooka because there's some desirable variants, like a double-handle bazooka, or the famous J.C. Penney one that's a little off color than this one, and it has A1 instead of B2 or whatever. Let's see, what's this one? Yeah, B1 I think is on the handle of the normal ones, and then if you got the J.C. Penney mail away, which the weapon alone would be over 100 bucks, it would be A1 on the handle. Snake Eyes. Hey, his thumbs are intact. He's a straight arm. All around great figure. That's a good case right there. More Tunnel Rats. Sergeant Slaughter Marauders, where they repainted many of the common figures that you know, like Footloose, put some blue and changed up the color codes and made a secret squad that Sergeant Slaughter was in charge of. The Sergeant Slaughter Marauders. A-Team figures, 3 3/4. Really cool looking figures. They go along with G.I. Joes. Python Patrol, also a cool sideline that they just repainted some figures that we know in the late 80s and designated Sergeant Slaughter Marauders. This one, oh my gosh. Oh my goodness. Modern Joes that I know nothing about, Tunnel Rats. And then this. This is super special. So this would be the European exclusive Tiger Force Tunnel Rat. I have a whole battle going on right here, and I like Tiger Force, and then I like Mantenna, which is this guy from the He-Man line. So I have all my Tiger Force battling, and some of the Tiger Force are the UK exclusives. So like that Blizzard was only available in the United Kingdom, and some are Brazil exclusives, and Shipwreck Brazil exclusive. But there's, in the background, there's my Tunnel Rat. And this one, again, when you have something with lower production numbers and exclusive to a certain country. Oh, what do you got there? Oh, bristle blocks. Daddy used to play with these things all the time. You got to build something big like that, guy, okay? All right, good luck. But anytime you have lower production numbers, exclusive to a country, it makes it more desirable, rare, which translates to more expensive. Another gem, another huge one right here. And that's the Tiger Force Tunnel Rat, sorry, the Night Force Tunnel Rat. Late 80s had the Tiger Force that we talked about, repaints, Python Patrol repaints, and then the Night Force. You know, they're saving money on tooling and just had to change up paint and then call them something different. But the the Night Force had different color backpack as well as different color little flashlights. Crazy, super desirable by collectors, easily $100 figure I'm estimating. Some other ones he didn't get complete, but yeah, there's a Cobra Commander. Oh, you got some eggs going on. Now the Cobra Commander has the chest symbol. The definition of insanity, doing the same thing. Oh, got the focus going on. And then the chest, as you can see, is more defined, more detailed, and like the ones that you're used to seeing, unlike the Mickey Mouse Commander. Oh, an interesting case right here. These would be Black Major. So Black Major or Red Laser are kind of what would you call them? Custom figures. So they're created now by a guy that has access to some type of factory in China, and then they make molds of original figures.
I wanna play on your phone.
Okay. I don't know. It's somewhere. You gotta find it. I think it's in the computer room. Takes molds of original figures and changes them up a little bit with colors and makes them fun. Like here's a Destro's bat, so it's painted like the Iron Grenadiers, and it's neat. Or like Brazil had a, or was it Argentina? I don't know where it is, buddy. Argentina had a Storm Shadow that was red. His name was Satan. Looks very similar to this, other than this one has a chest that has skull and crossbones. Oh, and even interesting, an African American Storm Shadow. Did I say Snake Eyes earlier? Again, coffee flowing through my brain. This one I'll definitely keep in my personal collection. A bat that's black, and there's a red one too, and some Steel Brigades that are different colors. Real cool. Or like a pre-production looking one. A Tiger Force. Oh, and this is so cool. So cool. I'm excited. Tons. Also, I forgot to say anything. I was wearing this shirt. Yeah, I'm wearing the same shirt as yesterday to make a point, because I forgot to say and give a shout out to my buddy Adam Jared. He owns and operates a website online called Serpent's Lair, sorry. And he shares a lot of my YouTube stuff, and he sent me this Destro t-shirt. So if you want one, they're pretty cheap. Just contact Adam Jared on Facebook. All right, take care, bye. Hey guys, I just wanted to show you what a giant mountain of loose G.I. Joes look like. Oh, God! Filled with nothing. Boy. Yeah, that's a freaking lot of G.I. Joes right there. Look at this. You can literally lay in G.I. Joes and just be covered with them. So I'm gonna get naked, get in the bathtub right now, and have my wife pour buckets of G.I. Joes on me. Stand by. All right, I've sorted into 3 separate piles. Here we have 82 to 89, same 82 to 89, 82 to 89, 90 to 94, and then like 98 to current right now. Then becomes the nightmare of sorting weapons, because anything above 90, I'm a noob, so I don't know how to sort them. But we'll have fun figuring it out. Hey guys, Justice Curry. Alright, this has been days and days of sorting. I don't think I will ever, I mean, I didn't know the sheer magnitude of all these darn things until I started separating them. And these are all complete figures. I will never get another lot this massive in my life. I definitely won't. Right, Kitty? So I'm nearing the finish line. I've been sorting for days and days. These are all my little bins, like 83, 84. Wait, freaking, look at this. Look at all these Tomac Zaymots. And that's not all of them. I have in bins over here the complete ones. So my system is kind of, most of those are, not most, yeah, there's a couple of them that are accessories, but for the most part, they're all complete figures. Moving over here, like the 82s, 83s, so this straight arm swivels. What's this? It's nothing. Some junk here, a lot of the vehicle drivers in this area. I'm just checking to see if it... I'm testing my... So the final stretch, this is the unsorted, I mean sorted but unsorted. I haven't put it in the necessary bag or bin yet that are located over here. Still some figures that are complete, accessories, books, reference. Just the Tiger Force and Python Patrol are here. Sergeant Slaughter Marauders as well. It's fun. It is definitely fun seeing this many figures. I'll be able to hook up my friends, sell some of these, and yeah, it's very therapeutic. So this is Justice Curry signing off. Alright, it is exactly a week since I went and picked up that massive load of G.I. Joes. So every night I've been just spending massive amount of hours. I used the word massive twice. I'll edit that out later. And I'm finally reached the finish line. So I'm gonna show you kind of what ended up happening. Because that giant pile that I had right here is now gone. This is literally just bags of 82 to 89. I mean, I can't even push down on this giant tote filled. These totes are still filled with, you know, modern, sorry, this one's modern, the other one's, you know, 90s figures. But, you know, I've mentioned it many times in the past where I have to flip. Like, I have to constantly be flipping toys in order to finance my hobby of buying toys. So most of the things that I got in this collection I already own. There are some cool little things here and there, like army builders and whatnot, that I'll add to my personal collection. But for the most part, these are gonna be for sale. So if there's figures that you specifically need, you can always PM me through Facebook Messenger, and we'll work out a deal. I'm not trying to get rich. I'm not trying to rip people off. I love Joes, and if you're watching this, you probably do as well. So I used a lot of these cases. You know, here's Tiger Force. There weren't any Night Force. These are some of my pre-existing Night Force. Some more Tiger Force, Python, or sorry, Sergeant Slaughter Marauders. That's right, Python Patrol. Over here, these are boxes that I've been using personally for the last umpteen years. So, for instance, 89. These are all 89 figures. I'll throw, you know, countdown stuff or Frag Viper. Once I complete a figure, I take them out of these, because, you know, 88, 87, so on, all the way down to 83. Because my 82s and 83 are kind of mixed together in here, as you can see. But once I complete a figure out of this, and what I've been just meticulously doing back and forth the last week, this giant, yeah, sure. My videographer just arrived on scene, so that'll, oops, I'm taking a phone call. I'm a very important person. Oh, it's Motu Joe. If you like He-Man, make sure to check out Motu Joe. He's been in a lot of my videos. I'm just gonna silence him right now. He's coming over later today. But this pile right here are the completed figures. I used all these tackle boxes. I have never bought one of these tackle boxes, but a lot of times when I buy collections or get certain things, you know, I'll get a couple here, a couple there. So once I grabbed a complete figure from the pile, then I put them in here, like Globulus. They're not organized by years or anything like that, but it's not too hard. More sci-fi, Astro Viper, Gnawhide. It was really fun seeing just the massive amounts. I will definitely never be able to find this this massive of a lot ever again. Never, never, never. I mean, literally 6 complete major bloods. That doesn't happen. I think there's a 7th floating around in another case. And most of these were from this lot that I picked up. And he's been just throwing them in these totes for years upon years. I think he's been collecting, what did he tell me, 6, 7, 8 years. And going to toy shows and buying from friends. Dreadnoughts, over and over. One that you guys would probably like, some Cobra Commanders. And the funny thing too, I've been posting pictures of my progress on Facebook. So I've already made some sales from just people randomly reaching out to me and saying, hey Justice, do you have X figure, B figure? And how I've kind of, you know, been selling many years now, and people always give me these big lists. And I don't mind because I like selling it. I like selling to my friends on Facebook and through the groups. But people will go, well, I want these, you know, 20 figures. And I've learned the hard way because I'll go, all right, I'll find, compile, take them out of their cases, you know, get the prices for them, take detailed pictures, and then the person will go, well, you know, I don't want them now. I just wasted an hour. So how I do it now is, you know, people reach out to me and say, hey, I got this list of 20 figures. I'll take like the 2 or 3 highest priced figures, and I'll say, okay, for these 3 figures, I'm gonna ask X, Y, and Z for prices on that. If you're cool, we're on the same page, then I'll start gathering all the rest of them on. And most of the time, you know, 9 times out of 10, people are like, yeah, let's go. And we work out a deal. Another freaking sweet thing, look at Xandar and Zorana. And I love the pink. My friends were teasing me because I posted a picture of all this, but I think it's
focus isn't working anymore.
It does, and let's see. Focus. There we go. I think it doesn't the background. It's focusing too much on the background. So watch this. Bend down and then do it. See if it works now. Just wait a second. Oops. That's because you're on this part. All right, now try.
Oh,
see?
wow. That made
right.
a huge difference.
I had to give a tutorial to my videographer. She's working on her doctorate in video studies.
Video studies.
Video studies. It's a real thing. The best...
Studying you is a real thing.
Yes. Most of these didn't come from the lot. Maybe a couple of them did. These are ones that have accumulated throughout other things, but these are the real special ones. Starting in the corner, the Mickey Mouse Cobra Commander, that did come in this lot. And then some of these Special Mission Brazils, which are highly coveted. Viper Pilots, neat figures. And then Steel Brigades. No Gold Head Steel Brigade, which is one of the holy grails, super expensive figure. But some other versions of the Steel Brigade, as well as Silver Pads Grand Slam, and then Ninja Viper back there, and the rest are the Special Mission Brazil. So those are the higher dollar, more rare ones, less production numbers, unique. Oh, 2 more things I just want to show you. I promise you. Look at all these Zaymons and Tomax. I think I said it right. all complete with their little grappling thing.
There we go.
One of my favorite figures growing up. I have fond memories of opening him up Christmas Day. But that many complete sets.
That's a lot of love going on in this container.
Absolutely. And I don't know if I showed it off already, but yes, I think I showed it.
Hold it still.
A giant bag of the same two figures. The only reason they're not complete is they don't have that grappling hook thing that's commonly lost, because a parent will pick this up and go, this doesn't look like a weapon, and throw it away, and it doesn't survive.
How do you feel about that?
1985. You know how I feel about it? I want to start going into the landfills with a shovel and reclaiming them all.
Save the grappling hooks.
Save the grappling hooks. I'm starting a hashtag. So yeah, that was a little, I was going to say a Reader's Digest version of what happened, but funny story. Maybe many of you are younger, but if you're in your 30s, 40s, you might recognize what Reader's Digest is because your parents have it. It's a common phrase I use all the time, the Reader's Digest, the summary, a brief summary. It's Reader Digest, I'm not going to explain it to you, Google it. But I used that phrase recently when I was training a new hire, and an older guy goes, you realize that new kid don't know what Reader's Digest is? And I turned to the kid, you know what Reader's Digest is? She goes, no. I go, I use that terminology all the time, so that made me feel super old. And I'll edit that part out later, but thank you, videographer. Thank you all. Please hit that subscribe button, hit the like button, share it, comment below, and if you like something in here, shoot me a PM. We'll do business. All right, take care. Goodbye. Hey guys, Justice Curry. I just wanted to give a shout out to my Patreons or supporters. If you don't know what Patreons are, check out my Patreon website. There'll be a link down in the description. There's tons of perks, getting mailed packages from me, discounts, all sorts of wonderful things. Please check out my link, but I gotta give props to my Patreons. First up, Chuck Templeton, thank you. I'm gonna butcher your names. Hold on, son. Kevin Strumpeher. Oh man, he's probably gonna not be my Patreon now that I messed up his name. Randy Martinez, Russell Davis, Jamie Goddenzy, Hooked on Phonics worked for me. Adam Burkett, Corey Lang, otherwise known as Cobra Lang, or Mark Chris. Some other Patreons of noteworthy, the My Wife Is Gonna Kill Me, check out their podcast. I'll put a link in the description as well as Wayne Harmon. Thank you. You have my eternal love. All right, folks. Thanks for being part of the adventure. I love you all. Take care. See you in the toy aisle. And I totally stole that from My Wife Is Gonna Kill Me. See you later. Bye.